Hey, how are you? Welcome in season 2.
Hi, everybody.
Marriage in the Fast Lane, the podcast. I guess we should reintroduce ourselves.
Yep.
Should we?
I'm Tina.
That's Tina. That's my wife. My name is Vinny. How long we been married, babe?
Almost 5 years.
Jesus Christ already. How long we been together?
A little over 5 years.
See, that's how fast we did things.
2016.
That's what inspired the name of the podcast. If you go listen to some of the earlier episodes of season 1, we'll go through our stories. That's how it all started. We went through interesting stories. I had a short marriage before this. You got left at the altar.
I did not get left at the altar.
Wow, is that what I said?
My ex-fiance and I, broke up 9 days before the wedding. So I did not get dumped at the altar. I would be scarred for life.
Sorry, it's because we watched Runaway Bride not too long ago with Julia Roberts. That's what inspired it.
I think she dumped like 3 or 4 guys at the altar, maybe even more. Yeah.
But that's kind of what inspired this podcast. And since then, we appreciate all of you listening. We appreciate the feedback, the support, the love. And if you get a chance, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Give us a follow on Instagram at Marriage Fastlane. And you can catch us on Facebook too. You can always DM us and give us some topic suggestions. We truly appreciate it. We have some fun things in store for season 2, but I think the first thing we should talk about is something that I think a lot of women have gone through, and something that my wife Tina has just gone through, returning to work after having children. And you were off for how long, babe?
3 years and 3 months.
So since June 2018.
Yep. I was 32 weeks pregnant with our eldest, with Sia.
And you made a decision, or we made a decision, to have kids back to back, and you were fortunate enough where you didn't have to go back to work. Right? And
I guess one of the perks of working in the hospital. Yeah.
Now, I saw a different side of Tina. Maybe you've been through this in your relationship where I saw, like, I always knew you were kind of an anxious. You have a bit of that anxious side to you.
I do. Nervous, maybe.
The nervousness. But
not as much anxious.
You were pretty stressed.
Oh, yeah.
Leading up to going back to work.
I was. Not knowing what to expect. The COVID world we're living in.
I know.
You know, the hospital that I work at was one of the main primary hubs of COVID patients.
Yeah.
I didn't know what kind of protocols were being put in place. I didn't know what I was allowed to do and not to do. Am I wearing a mask all day long? Can I take it off? What's happening? Like, a lot has changed in healthcare since the pandemic.
You're going back to a new world.
I'm going back to a new world that I didn't know. Yeah.
And what were the challenges? Because you started work this week. You had 3 days, right?
I worked Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Yeah.
And some of the challenges you experienced were, well, I wouldn't say funny, but a bit of an annoying, bit of a bitch, right?
It was, but that's the that's the bitch about technology.
Yeah.
I think, to be honest, I think a lot of my stress stemmed from not being able to be found on emails. So you type in my name, I am not there. I worked for 7 years before I went off on leave.
What, you just got erased? Like, what the hell happened?
I don't know. So I called IT. I don't know how many times. My administrative assistant called IT. No one's able to help me. Okay, fine. So we'll try to figure that out. I didn't have keys for the first 2 days. Finally got keys to my office.
What the hell? How did you not have a key?
I don't know.
Because somebody else had your office.
Someone else
before.
had my office, but like months before, and I don't know. Anyway, I had to clean up my whole office. I literally brought the Lysol wipes, brought the Lysol spray, my dusting stuff. I cleaned out that office from head to toe.
I can imagine, yeah.
Before moving all my stuff in. What else was a challenge?
Your voicemail?
My voicemail. I had no voicemail, or did not know how to access my voicemail because it required a PIN that I did not know.
Did they fix it, by the way?
How to fix it. So I only got access to that 3 days in. Access to some of the programs that I previously had access to. I had to get all the PINs rechanged.
Shit.
So I had to call IT again. I was on the phone with IT, I think 5 times on Monday.
And you practically...
Maybe 2-3 times on Tuesday. Wednesday, I caught a really nice guy, and he helped me get everything set up.
Because you had to get retrained almost.
And I had to get retrained on programs that were created after I left.
Oh,
so now I left with being able to write notes in the medical chart. Yeah. Like, you're allowed to hand write notes. Now it's a whole new system. So you just type on the computer. When you press complete, it is gone, and it is sent to the file. It is sent to the medical chart. It's like unbelievable where the papers just disappear to. Like, I don't even have to print anything. It gets printed elsewhere for me.
Technology has changed the game.
It's
babe.
changed. It's a
Changed
bit
the
weird,
game.
but I guess they had to do that to adapt to COVID.
Yeah, I get it. But and what about the home life of you going back to work? We kind of got used to the dynamic around here where basically you take care of
Everything.
all the necessities, all the stuff around the house because you're good
I
at
was
it.
the cleaning
You're great
lady.
at it.
I was the wife. I was the
chef.
mother, the chef. I was doing the groceries.
You're a
going out, getting
superstar.
all the necessities. I'm not a superstar. But
Yeah,
I
you're a
think
mom.
That's a lot of things that mothers do. And, when you're off, you have that time to go, especially now, like with both of our kids in daycare.
Yeah.
I would drop off the girls and then right away go do my groceries, come home, put everything away. Like I had time, clean up the house, do my errands. Yeah, I ain't gonna have time for any of that, and you're gonna be back to grocery shopping.
Well, that's the thing. So, you were nervous because, you had all these things about work that you got to think of. And then you got to go through your closet like, oh, my God, what fits me? What am I going to wear?
Wow, I had to reorganize my whole closet after 3 years of either not having worn work clothes and not having worn work clothes in 3 years, always wearing sweats and T-shirts. And I had to go and find everything, try on all my pants and my tops, get rid of stuff
You
that
look
I
pretty
didn't want
stressed
anymore.
Going through that.
I literally one night I was up from 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. just
Oh
trying
my
to
God.
think about all the clothes I had to go through, going through my boxes because I had boxes from work that I had packed up with all my stuff, with my resources, with information, stuff that I kept, and it gave me anxiety just knowing I had to look through them to see what I was going to keep, what I didn't keep. I had documents from 2011. I'm like, no, I don't. I do not need this.
You're stressing me out now just listening to this.
I was even worried
my
about like
God.
meal prep. Meal prep, I think, is another thing that's going to cause me a lot of stress.
See, because you're and maybe there's a lot of moms who are like, you guys really are the structured ones. You prep and you're like, okay, we're going to do this tomorrow. We're going to eat this with the kids. The
Yeah.
kids are going to eat this. And now the responsibility, obviously you're still doing everything, but I got to pick up my game now because Tina's gone like all day.
I'm gone from 7 and I'm back at 5.
So she calls
5:30.
me and I'm home earlier in the day. So she calls me. She's like, okay, did you take out the meat? Did you put the oven on? Did you cut the vegetables? Did you marinate the meat? Did you go get the kids yet? Did you give them your snack? Did you change the kids?
Wow, does it sound that bad?
Yeah, every day.
Wow, it sounds that bad.
And then, no, it's okay. But it's an adjustment for me too, because now I'm like, oh shit, all
No,
this
you
was
got
done
spoiled.
before. I was.
You were spoiled.
I totally got spoiled, and I'll admit it. I totally had it good.
No, you always helped
And-
out though.
Yeah, I know.
I had 2 kids back to back. You were there to help out with feedings, and just your hours are extremely flexible.
Yeah, I'm lucky.
So you were home most of the day to help me. You still would barbecue, you'd play with the kids or stay with them if
Fine.
I had to head out, change diapers, give bottles. Like you did all that, and I'm eternally grateful for that.
I know, but now I almost feel guilty when things aren't done because I know you're gone all day, and in your head you're like, oh well, he was home this afternoon.
No, but I know you're working. You have things to
Yeah.
do. You don't just come home and watch TV all
No,
day.
no.
So I can't. I have to be realistic and can't expect you to do everything that I did, knowing that you're home in the afternoon, like you're home in the day, and you're still working. So that's why it causes me stress and guilt that I'm now throwing this on you, and I'm trying to find solutions to making meal prep a little bit easier, like prepping things maybe the night before.
It's just an adjustment. It's an adjustment
putting
period.
stuff in the freezer and then having you take it out and thaw it and whatever, cook it if need be.
We'll get used to it. And Tina she calls when she's stuck in traffic, to check in on things. and I forgot to put the oven on or whatever. And she's like, oh, this is not going to work. How can you put the oven on when you got to go get the kids at daycare? You can't leave the house.
These are only things you figure out when you're in it.
But it's causing a bit of a rift. Like this week, the first 3 days, we've realized, we're like arguing more a little bit because it's an adjustment. That's what happens when you have to do new things or do things that you don't normally do. I'm talking about me.
Yep.
All of a sudden, that creates a little bit of stress, right?
Yeah, and it makes me feel bad.
No, don't.
That
I'm
now
not trying
that
to.
dumped on you.
No, but look, I'm here. I'm the husband. I got to pull my weight too. I've had it good. So in a way, it's like things were like you were up here, I was down here. Now I've gone up a bit. You dropped a little bit. You're still taking care of all this, but I still need to adjust. I need to because the kids sometimes you pick them up and they're so cranky and
That's why you go pick them up with snacks. So you hope that if the crankiness will subside with eating a snack or having some water.
And I
or
forgot
whatnot.
the snacks. I forgot their water. Daddy, where's my water? Where's mommy? They're crying for you. Where's mommy? Because you would pick them up more often, I guess,
Yeah.
or you bring them there, and it's been
No, it's been quite
a challenge.
Quite a challenge. And even in the morning, like thankfully, the daycare is open
Earlier
and
God.
Provide breakfast. Yeah. So one of my things was, the girls take so long to eat breakfast. That's why I would only get to daycare sometimes for 9 o'clock. And they got used to that. They wake up between 6 and 7, play, have breakfast, read books, and then eat. Sometimes eating would take an hour, and I'm like, we gotta go.
Now it's almost easier.
Drop them off at 9 o'clock, and now it's like I'm waking up at 5:30, getting the kids up by 6:15, just dressing them, brush teeth, hair, and get out the door. And we're getting to daycare before 7. Like our girls literally opened the daycare for 2 days in a row. They were the first kids there.
Hey, I'm so great.
You were paying for it, but I'm so glad that they're together. So it's not that they're alone, and the educators are fantastic at our daycare, and the girls have great relationships with them. So it makes it easier for me knowing that I'm dropping them off and they're in good hands.
For sure.
But I know a lot of mothers will probably feel guilty, dropping them off at 7 and then picking them up whatever time in the afternoon. But we have to realize some parents just have no other choice.
Well, of course.
They open and close the daycare. At least they're somewhere safe.
I laughed when you called me the other day. It was like 20 after 4, and I'm like, okay, babe, I'm going to get the kids soon. You're like, what do you mean? You didn't go get them yet? And she's like, you said, they've been there since 7. I said, you said it's already 4:20. I said, they don't know what time it is?
It doesn't matter that they don't know what time it is.
So if I go at 4 or 4:30, what do you mean they feel it? What?
I don't know, an extra half an hour maybe makes them a bit more tired or makes them
half an hour, babe.
Antsy to...
They've been there since 7 o'clock.
Okay, I know. But maybe it's mom guilt.
No, but that's why.
I think it's mom guilt.
That's why I'm bringing it up. Because you have mom guilt, and you said...
I don't even have that much, but anyway, yeah.
No, I've seen mothers have way more.
Yeah.
But you said to me, you're like, I guess dads don't get mom guilt. Or dad
I said
guilt.
that?
Yeah, you said, I guess it's a mom thing. I said, yeah, well, in a way, you're not wrong. I think we're all different. Every mom is different. Every dad is different. There's probably dads out there who feel more guilty than the moms.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Right?
Right. It's just I feel bad leaving them there all day, knowing that I'm dropping them off 2 hours earlier and still picking them up at the same time that we did. But again, I'm grateful that they are in good hands.
That's why, of course.
And like I said, other couples are not as fortunate to have somebody go pick up their kids right after nap or keep them in daycare for half a day and home half a day. Like, we got to work with what we got.
Yeah. We're just in such a different generation now, right? Because,
parents work. We work. I mean, our generation works.
Our generation, we're more like the collective, working as a collective, two people, and you both have your jobs. Maybe you work together, maybe one of you doesn't. But the majority from what we see is like you have to work around that. And the first thing I said to you last week was I said, so what happens when one of them gets sick?
Well, when one of them gets sick,
that's where the in-laws come in.
I think that's where my mother and your mom come into play and will help out and maybe come over and stay with the kids until you get home, and then you stay with them. And maybe, if I can leave work early, I'll leave work early, depending on how sick the child is.
It's just, these are things that we have to think about. You have to be prepared.
But those don't happen all the time. We have to be prepared. Knock on wood. In the world we're living in, we hope that doesn't happen often.
No, it's just you get all prepared for it, and you're ready to go, and we're both going to work, got a plan. And so far, so good. And let's hope we can I say so good. We've had our tussles.
Yeah, in 3 days. Yeah, I don't think.
You know what it is?
Yeah.
It's because I've been screwing up. So, like the meals I put.
You're being honest. Go ahead.
No, I'm okay. I'll call
tell
myself
about the salmon on Monday night.
So the salmon, I put the oil on the.
No, you put vegetable oil on the baking sheet.
What was I was supposed to put it in a bowl, mix it with the garlic, right? Can prove how much I cook.
Babe. You were supposed to put olive oil on the salmon. You didn't put any oil on the salmon.
I put the oil on the baking sheet and the salmon on top of it. So the oil.
No, it doesn't work like that. No, you gotta actually coat the salmon with olive oil.
So anyways,
forget the vegetable oil. Okay, you put the salmon on an aluminum foil on the baking sheet. You can spray some palm, whatever, so it doesn't stick, and that's it. You make a little. You take a bowl. You put the olive oil, the garlic, the seasonings. The lemon, and then you pour it on the salmon. So I just told everybody how to make salmon.
I screwed that up. Tina, she was all pissed off at me. Then she gives me a lesson. You gotta love when you get a lesson.
Yeah.
From your wife. She gives me the whole lesson. Okay, babe, watch me. Watch how I do this. Okay, it's very simple. You take the salmon. You take the olive oil. You pour it on. You see the garlic? Oh, you already put the garlic.
Crush it in.
You crush it in. Put lemon
Okay,
juice.
okay.
Anyway.
Enough with
Okay.
with.
Did I screw anything else up?
Yeah, I'm sure you did. Yeah, like last night we were having a bit of like leftovers and stuff, and you take out the food at 4:30 when it's still cold from the fridge. You can take it out a little bit earlier,
she gave me
it's
shit for that.
faster to warm up.
See, I didn't think of that. For me, I'm just like, they're leftovers, whatever. Take them out of the fridge. Who cares?
Oh, the broccoli the other night. Oh my god!
What did I do to the
I told
broccoli?
you to steam the water and then put the broccoli in. No, the broccoli and the steam, everything went on at the same time. Look, there's different ways to cook, and some people do it one way, some people do it another way. But what kills me, and I think I'm going to be honest here, since this is kind of like a therapy for the both of us, what kills me is that I was home for 3 years. I cooked for 3 years. You've watched me cook.
Not really.
Oh, enough.
Not really.
And you cooked, like, let's say salmon, even before I went on my
Yeah, it's just I forgot
it's
everything.
Like, didn't you pay attention to some of the techniques I used or the seasonings I used?
No.
And
I knew there
like
was
that-
lemon and I knew there was garlic.
yeah, you forgot the Dijon.
Oh yeah, the Dijon. So for 3 nights, I screwed up every night.
No, you didn't.
We had the
No.
garlic. Sorry, we had the salmon, we had the broccoli, and we had the leftovers. I screwed it up.
You didn't screw it up. You stop being. You're making me sound terrible here.
No, I'm joking.
Like,
but
that I'm hard on you. I'm not. It just freaks me out that. Did you ever pay attention to when I was cooking over the last
you know
3
what it
years?
is? But hold on. To be fair, you said yourself when I met you, you lived at home and your mom did it all. And I said, and you told me, I don't really know how to cook that well because my mom did everything. I know you watched her.
I watched her.
But did you absorb it?
I absorbed.
Okay,
yeah,
fine.
of course. I watched my grandmother, my aunts. Like I
Fine.
watched everybody cook. Okay, when I couldn't remember how to do something, I called my mother. Mom, how do you do this? Mom, what do you put on the potato? I don't know. What do you put here? How do you make this? So she would guide me quickly, but it was almost like a refresher.
But for me, I guess I've never been that passionate about it and stuff. So, and I know you got it covered. So I'm like, bah.
Ah, you relied on me. What
And
if I wasn't here?
I did rely on you. You're right. I
You're
did.
admitting it.
Look, if you weren't around, I'd be eating sandwiches and peanut butter.
Sandwiches? No.
I put peanut butter on a bagel or something, and I would just.
Oh yeah, and how proud of you were you yesterday morning when I called you and said I'm eating a banana for breakfast?
I was very proud. You don't normally do that. Anyway,
No, I don't.
maybe you've gone through this in your relationship and you can relate to the to the changes in a relationship.
There's a lot of changes just in 3 days.
Yeah, and this could be role reversal too. I know we're talking about you as a mom going back to work, but maybe there was the opposite situation.
Where dads end up on parental leave and taking care of the kids, and then have to go back to work. And
What did you say to me the other day? You walked in, Tina gets home, she opens the garage, and she literally hears the girls screaming their head off. I was like, great.
I was livid.
How bad does this look on me right now? You're like, oh, it's tough being a stay-at-home dad, eh, babe? What stay-at-home dad? They're not even here in the day. I'm not a stay-at-home dad.
You were with them for half an hour,
Yeah,
and I walk in, and then shit hit the fan, and Maya's like crying hysterically in your arms, and it wasn't even her who did anything.
You can see my shirt right now.
Dad
Dad
of
of
girls.
hashtag outnumbered. That's the shirt I'm wearing right now. You can see it on the video. But I was so mad that you walked in literally at that moment. If you have 2 kids, if they're close in age, even
Not
they
what I
fight.
wanna hear.
They fight.
No, you said Sia was a little princess. She wanted her fruit in a blue bowl
Oh.
instead of the yellow bowl.
You're right. Yeah.
Lost your mind on her.
Whatever. I was hungry.
It's okay, we're all... Yes, you see, all of our fighting stems from being hungry, which
right,
is
that's
why
the
we should
problem.
not talk to each other between 4 and 5.
You're right. Anyway, that wraps up the first episode of season 2. It feels good to be back, eh?
Yeah, it does.
Like, honestly, you said therapy session. And that's a big reason why we do this is because we have conversations like this that we didn't even have when we're not on a microphone, not on this podcast. So I figure if we can have a legit, respectful conversation and we can help others along the way to know that you're not alone when you go through this shit in your relationship. That's basically the whole point of this podcast. That's why we do it, right?
And you know what? It's very challenging to go back to work after
Yeah.
having kids and being off for however long, even those that are off for a year. Like, it's just a whole change of shift in your routine. And you know what? If you go back in an environment that you like and you're surrounded by great colleagues, or even if you're working from home, because now a lot of the shift has been working
True.
from home. If you like that, great. But, give yourself some time to adjust. That's what I keep telling myself every day. I'm eternally grateful to my employers, right, for giving me back my old office, for giving me back my old floor. So there's a lot of familiarity, and that helped decrease a lot of my anxiety. The fact, like, I walked down the floor, like I walked down the hallway on my floor, and everyone's like, "Hi, Tina. Hi, you're back. Oh my God, it's been a couple of years. How are you? Let me
You're
see
not
pictures
forgotten,
of your kids." I'm not forgotten. Like, they remembered me, and I'm very happy that I got a very warm welcome, both in my
deserve it.
department and the medical floor that I work on.
You deserve it.
So
for sure.
I would wish that on every mother, father who goes back to work after a leave, that they get greeted the same way. But don't be hard on yourself. Just give yourself time to settle in. Again, I'm trying to tell myself that. And please remind me, babe.
I will.
Because it's not easy.
I know.
And I keep thinking I'm going to be Superwoman and do everything the way I did.
Well,
including cleaning, making time to clean the house and do laundry and take care of the kids and reading and activities. And I don't know. We'll find the balance. Yes. Everyone else has done it. We can do it too.
That's it. And you've been incredible so far.
Thank you.
And also to the dad, step up your game. If your wife is working and taking care of the kids and, you know, being a mom, being a super mom and cleaning and cooking, pick up your damn game. Okay, guys? Don't complain and don't make it about you.
We appreciate it.
Okay?
We really do.
God damn it. That's my message today. Again, thank you so much for listening.
Are you going to pick up your game?
We appreciate it. Why? I guess I have to, eh?
Just a touch more.
All right. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Sorry.
All right. Thank you for listening. We'll see you on next week's podcast. Again, DM us. Give us a follow on Instagram at Marriage Fastlane. You can listen to us on all platforms, iHeartRadio, Google, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. We are everywhere. You can check us out on YouTube as well at Marriage Fastlane. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.